FedEx full, we commanding the block. Burgundy and gold, got the city on lock. Hustling plays, they don't need to pretend. DC reppin' strong and we fight to the end. Command is moving, no breaks, no pause. Hands in the dirt, respecting the call. K-Dot in the mid, dissect the grind. District divider with a city in mind. Trying to dance why, don't miss a bit. And you gotta spread the words, or shit is shit. K-Dot.
Welcome, everyone, to District Divided, a DC sports podcast. More specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I am Amit. That is K-Dot. This episode, hey, guys, the winning streak officially came to an end. It was a hell of a 4-game run, but plenty of season left to go. The Commanders did lose on the road to the Baltimore Ravens 30-23. They dropped to 4-2 on the season, so we're going to give you our post-game thoughts, and we're going to get to the comment mailbag as we always do. But before we begin this episode, if you could please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and K-Dot.
Share this shit.
Share this shit. Cool. All righty. So why don't we go ahead and get into the post-game thoughts. So once again, we lose to the Baltimore Ravens on the road by a score of 30-23. It was hyped up as game of the year. There was a little bit of a fun back and forth here and there. And then, it's the Baltimore Ravens. They are really, really good in the regular season. They took over. It's what they do. K-Dot, your thoughts?
Trying to keep things medium, but I'm not going to lie. This one hurt. This one hurt a bit today. Yeah, man, once again, as far as just knowing where we're at, as far as a team, it was very, very good to see us go up against the very upper echelon of the National Football League, right, in Baltimore. Like, if you're really looking at a list of teams that are truly Super Bowl contenders or the best in the league, them, Kansas City, that's pretty much it, the end of the list. So to know that, we lost that game and then a touchdown, and there were certain points, at least at the end of the game, where I know I didn't feel like we were out of it. Even when it came down to, we knew there were certain things that were going to happen defensively for us. So we knew that they were going to look. All right. Shit, let me get my emotions out of it.
Yeah, take a moment.
Game plan, fairly solid. Like we said in the pregame, defensively, you do everything you can to stop the run. They're still going to be able to run on you, but you do everything you possibly can to do that, and you force Lamar to throw the ball. He did, and he found his one guy. As I said, every game there's one dude.
And over.
Zay Flowers. I was talking to a Ravens fan, and I was like, "Yeah, you just got to figure out who he's going to exploit." Oh, you mean the guy who's clearly getting open? Like, oh, you're getting angry at the fact that he's just taking advantage of what the defense gives. I'm like, yeah, fucker. yeah. Zay Flowers fucking 8 hours just destroyed us. In particular, Benjamin St. Juice, not his best goddamn day.
Yeah,
it's a tough day. I know he's getting trashed everywhere online. I saw get rid of him by the trade deadline, this, that, and the other, and it's
overblown. That's ridiculous.
Heavily overblown. Like, look, man, we said this all throughout the year. Like, if you got these dudes in man coverage, they're just not at the talent level that they need to be able to make that closing speed or to really be on those defenders. Like, I know I was screaming at the TV, get closer to the goddamn line, Ben. I know what this is about to be. They're gonna catch the ball 2 yards in front of them. It's gonna be fucking easy work. It was frustrating, but what they did was they were they had the game plan that they wanted to have, and it just didn't work. They were clearly so talented, but I mean, if you look at the first drive of the game, getting the interception, beyond that, forcing them to punt early in the game, like that to me was like shit. With a defense that we know is clearly not talented enough, with a defense that we can absolutely look at that Cleveland game and be like, yep, Cleveland offense was fucking dog shit. Even though seeing what Cleveland did today is like, we're not on their level. We're not on the level of the
So I'm actually going to go a bit the other way here. So this was a litmus test, right? And we had both mentioned that we are going to Baltimore, where in the regular season, they are excellent. It is very difficult to beat them over there at M&T Bank Stadium. And Defensively. Actually, even before we get there, first off, as if anybody had doubts about Jayden Daniels, he's great. I mean, the ball placement as advertised, we're 9 for 9 on fourth down on the season now. Noah Brown gets held, and then you look at the ball placement anyway, despite him being held.
Fantastic.
And it's fantastic. So from that perspective, the quarterback position and his development, I thought it was a really good day. Okay. So I just want to start there and say that I thought Jayden was really good.
Leading with love. I like it.
You're right. So there's that. Defensively, K-Dot, this may be a bit of a take. I think I saw enough in the first quarter to know that when the team is confident, they are able to make plays. They're able to get an opposing team off the field. Early on, we did stop the run. I know what the end result was ultimately with Derrick Henry, and it's well known that when he gets going and in the second half, he always averages like 8 yards a carry or something like that. That's like for his career. It's something insane. So I don't fault the defense there. I honestly thought they did a good job overall on Derrick Henry. Did we get exploited in the pass game? Yes. I think we're going to do a better job playing complementary football moving forward for a few reasons. One, I think we're slowly bringing along Ben Sinnott and Luke McCaffrey, your boy, right? So I think as they begin to become a part of the offense, more specifically receiving, I think that's going to help the offense out, and I think it's going to help the defense out. Two, today we lost Dorrance Armstrong and Jonathan Allen during the game. Jordan McGee is closer to coming back. I do think that this team with 60% roster turnover, we've talked about it many, many, many times. I've seen more confidence. And yeah, I saw it sort of falter today ultimately. But I have reason to believe that this team's ceiling is actually higher than I thought at the end of this game. We were supposed to lose by a touchdown. We lost by a touchdown. It's a rookie quarterback in his 6th ever game. He's on the road in a really hostile environment. I'm coming away feeling more positive, K-Dot, actually, including with the defense.
Oh, once again, you just got to, it depends on how it is you take what it is I've said. If you take what it is I've said in the sense of like, we're not as talented as Baltimore, so pack it up. Baltimore is the best team in the league. We're not the best team in the league. That's fine. You don't need to be the best team in the league to make the fucking playoffs.
They are also the worst matchup for us in the league.
Yes, I'd give you
maybe Detroit, but like,
yeah,
a team that runs, right? A team that predominantly runs and has a good run blocking line is our nightmare matchup, right? But we did, I think, pretty well with that.
Look, if you're talking about, did we lose to the best team in the league by 7? Did we lose to the best team in the league and still felt as though we had a shot at winning
Chiefs
this
are
game?
Still the Chiefs, just to be clear, but yeah.
But the thing was that even if we won the game, there's still, to me, look, offense, I haven't mentioned them at all. Offense, to me, no questions I need answered. Without Brian Robinson there in the game, it's like I said, you could try to run the ball. You're not going to be able to. I don't give a fuck. You got to try it, but it ain't going to work. No surprise there to that. But did Jayden Daniels step up when he needed to step up? Yeah. Did Cliff Kingsbury start getting more into the frame of mind of exactly what it is he needed to do? I was texting somebody during the game, which is something I rarely do, but Ravens fans have a ton of them.
Sure.
In the sense of he was like, oh man, we're going to be able to stifle that offense. I said, look, what's going to happen with this game is he's looking for ways to get 5 yards on first down. Look for a few drives where he's just looking for ways to get 5 yards on first down. So you see some stuff in the screen game, this, that, and they're trying to jazz up some to just get some flexibility as far as the run. They just need to get positive plays to get to 3rd and short, because they know if they get to 3rd and short, it's all fucking gravy, right?
Correct.
So you see there was some give and take there. I'm actually curious to look at the all 22, because I actually felt at certain points of the game, they were actually kind of Baltimore's defense was actually really, really prepared from a spread sort of standpoint, and they just sort of beat us with their guys up front. But all 22 will let me know exactly. It did feel as though if we had just run more inside, straight up runs, we might have had more success if we kept doing it. But I'm not even faulting that, because Jayden himself, he did what he needed to do. I will never like the idea of, especially a rookie quarterback, being the sole reason that we win or don't win games when you have a defense that's the sieve that it is. Because, like, at the end of the day, there were some places that, like, Lamar was just, there were some drives that Lamar fucking just ended him himself, just doing dumb shit. Like, it was just like, and you look at that, you're like, but then let me pull up the box score. 176 yards rushing, giving up. No, like 7.4 yards of play.
But I think that's the
No.
complementary stuff that kicks in again, right? The time of possession, that is an abnormal stat for us, and I don't think that's going to continue this season.
I'm just saying that, like, if you come once again, also, we said we were going to look at the schedule. This is the most talented team we're going to face the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
This team and the performance that I saw today, do I think that we can beat any team in our division? Yes. Do I think we can compete with any team in the NFL? Yes. As long as that offense is scoring points. And when Brian Robinson comes back, it only makes us more deadly. That being said, any more injuries to that defense is even more problems for that fucking defense. Okay. So, like, if you're looking at the defense and, like, they did everything they possibly could do while also every once in a while getting bailed out by Baltimore, it's outside of a win, this is one of the best things you could have asked for, because it kind of happened exactly the way that we thought it was going to happen. Everything lined up exactly the way that we thought it was going to, and you only lost by 7. That's cool with me. Right. Like, if we're getting to the nitty gritty on, like, the wins and loss of this game, is when you start getting into some of the more controversial, maybe coaching decisions in the game itself over the course of it. I don't know if you want to get into any of that now.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to say that my 2 takeaways before we get into the actual decision making is, 1, Jayden Daniels, I have full trust in him. And I believe that he's going to continue getting better. I thought today was really good because there was no run game. Austin Ekeler, 9 carries, 21 yards. Jeremy McNichols, 2 carries, 9 yards. That was it. We got 30 yards from our running backs, and we are, number 2 in the league in rushing? So it felt like Jayden versus everybody, and he continued to make play after play. I thought he was awesome. And number 2,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, just the second thing is that, no, you're fine. And the second thing is that I think when I consider the roster turnover, when I consider that I think I've seen enough of the defense when confident, and I do suspect we'll have complimentary football going forward with Jayden playing the way he does. That's my suspicion. I think by week 15, 16, 17, this defense looks good. That's what I feel. And maybe I'll be wrong about it, but I think around that time, we're going to end up seeing a pretty nice defense.
I think the defense has to significantly change in order to do that, because like, these guys either got to grow up big. Once again, they only put together one actually really good game this season, and it was against the Cleveland Browns, and they were fucking sucked.
I think Arizona was also a pretty good
Arizona was an okay game, but you also look at what Arizona did even today and what Arizona was at the beginning of the season compared to what Arizona is right now, night and fucking day. And I'll even give it to
Harrison today. But anyway,
I give it to him with that too. But once again, if we're looking for a full, complete defensive masterclass, the only truly good game that the defense has played, I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns game. I'm looking at everything else this is who the defense is, and I saw the aberration the one time. Maybe you can get back there. Maybe you can. I'm hopeful. You got defensive minds that can do great things. And like I said, even before going to this game, even if we lost 44-0, it wouldn't necessarily make me that less on this team because of who we're going up against. And what gives me more faith than anything else that we're in the right situation, I'm going to play this. JP Finley on Twitter posted this video, and I loved seeing this after this game. If you slow that down and look at Adam Peters' face, you look at Dan Quinn's face, you look at the faces of all those guys in there. What I say would happen if we lost 44-0? Never happen again.
It wouldn't change. Yeah, anything for you.
Would never happen. No, I've said it would never happen again.
Oh, that too.
These guys look like, yeah, fuck that. There are no moral victories. We lost this game. We should have won this game. And we're right in that lab tonight and tomorrow trying to figure out what the fuck happened so it doesn't happen again. So, like, I look at that and I'm saying that, like, this crew, these guys, the mentality that they have, I like seeing Adam Peters a little fucking pissed off. Not just smiling for the fucking cameras or doing this, that, and the other. And not any book. Those dudes walked down that tunnel like they meant fucking business again. And it was like, we understood what happened. This is unacceptable. And they're going to hold themselves accountable. Even listen to Dan Quinn in the press conference. Yeah, they know. They know what the fuck went down today. And they don't give a shit what it is that Baltimore was supposed to be compared to everybody else in the league and what it is they're saying. This was a game that we could have won, and we didn't fucking win it. And we're going to figure out why that is. And we're going to come back, and we're going to come back stronger. And they don't give a fuck. Emmanuel Forbes being a healthy scratch today, Davis being a healthy scratch today, they don't give a fuck. They're going to do anything and everything they possibly can do to get some wins in and do it with the guys that they have in that locker room and to learn and to build off of. And I feel good about that as far as going forward. But yeah, I have to see some differences as far as that defense goes before I'm like.
And that's where I'm saying I think over time as chemistry develops with, we are the team facing this more than any other, and more than any other historically this season. Right. So that's where I'm coming from, and that I'm being optimistic. I recognize that, but I think it's on the board that this defense can be nice enough that with the offense and what I think it will end up being, especially again, I'm putting some chips in on Ben Sinnott, starting to get more opportunities, to be able to receive the ball along with Luke McCaffrey, that this could end up being pretty special.
You don't have to be that optimistic. Like, you could literally just say, if Ben Robinson comes back and we're not facing the number one.
Brian Robinson. We love Ben Robinson, though. Grindingthebox.com is fantastic. Go ahead.
If Brian, wow. I miss you, Ben. If Brian Robinson.
Get us thinking about the draft. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I need more Adam Peters guys in the building. If Brian Robinson comes back and we're not facing the number one ranked rushing defense in the National Football League, guess what will happen? The defense will be better. Yeah. So I get that. There's no denying that. It's just, hey, if we can't win in the shootout,
and we have. So anyway, you want to talk about the coaching decisions, right?
I did want to talk about the coaching decisions. So the big one, the really big one was the 4th and 6 on the Baltimore 44. And we punt. Score was 13-20. It was 6:59 left in the third quarter. I have my thoughts. As soon as I saw it, I ran onto Twitter and I pulled up one of my favorite Twitter spots, which is the surrender index, which they grade the most cowardly punts in all of football. And this one had a surrender index of 20.66. This punt ranks as the 99.2 second percentile of cowardly punts of the 2024 season and the 96th percentile of all punts since 1999.
I mean, I wanted to go for it. I like our offense.
I actually think this is the first time in the Dan Quinn era that I can absolutely say you made the wrong move.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that, K-Dot, just to keep it nice and easy. I wanted to go for it as well in that spot.
I think the context of what it means for everyone. Number one, the attitude that we've had all season in the sense of, you talk about that stat, 9 for 9 on 4th down. Mm-hmm. We're going to go for it and we can fucking get it. That confidence level. And the thing is, that confidence level is not rooted in anything weird. Because, I mean, at that point, it was the it was the first punt for us since the second quarter. And this at that point, we had 2 punts at that point. And then after that punt, we didn't punt again. We never punted again the rest of the fucking game. And more than anything, that next drive that Baltimore went on, the 90-something yard run, the 90-something yard drive, that was the first time that I actually wrote down body language on defense looks like shit.
I think that's time of possession, man. Like, they kept it so long and it's exhaustion. And I think that's what we have been doing to other teams, is making it easier and easier to score as the game goes on, because we keep it for so long. We got a taste of our own medicine. We went against a team with a culture that's further along and has that foundation further along than us as well, talking about the running game and what their identity is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Dan Quinn trying to put faith in his defense, like trying to mosey some confidence out of him. But to me, it's like, I didn't think the defense could stop Baltimore at certain points, at least not between the 20s.
No, as the game goes on, that's why you play for time of possession, so that it becomes harder and harder for the defense to stop.
That's what it's like. You do that and we score, because at that point in that game, it's either we're scoring field goals or we're scoring touchdowns.
Correct.
And if you do that, everything else changes. And I also did not like the field goal at the end, even though I get it. 2 scores, you got to make it happen. But 4th and 5, be in that sort of situation, knowing what we can do, if that sort of field distance, if that down a distance, I think it's more of an attitude thing. Like it's what Dan Campbell did early on in Detroit to make sure that they knew what kind of mentality they have, and it's carried through. People don't even question what Dan Quinn are going to do anymore. The team doesn't question what's going to, right? So it's like that to me from Dan Quinn was like, dude, hey, all in, bro, all in.
Oh, and so that one actually I was more okay with just because it felt like it was a bit difficult to move the ball. Seibert, I was like, you know what, sure, fine. But what I wanted to do, and I was almost worried it would send the wrong signal to the defense, is I wanted an onside kick it there. And because I didn't think we could stop Baltimore. So we had 2 timeouts. There's about 2:46 on the clock. We had the 2-minute warning. And I was like, based on what makes you think we can stop them right now? They're exhausted. And even if they weren't, like, it's been difficult outside of the first quarter where they played very, very well, I thought, the defense. So, like, I would have onside kicked it. I do wonder about the dynamics of what message does that send to the defense long term? Like, there's stuff like that. I would have onside kicked it.
No, same here. Spot. Still want it in Dan Quinn we trust. It's just of course. These two were the first time in the Dan Quinn era where I was kind of like, didn't like that.
You know what was kind of cool, though? When Jayden airmailed one of his throws and Ardarius Washington dropped it, it was cool for Tony Romo to go, and I agreed with it, that it was so surprising that the throw was off target that it maybe caught Ardarius Washington by surprise. And so he dropped it. It was incredible. I mean, it was a bad throw, that one. But outside of that, I mean, the kid is special. He's looking forward to seeing more. Any final thoughts before we move to the common mailbag here, K-Dot?
Sainristil, great job. Great job early on the game. You get the pick, and then after the pick, that the block shedding off of the Mark Andrews to get Lamar Jackson on the ground was fantastic from him. I thought overall for a rookie, he had a damn good game. Cliff Kingsbury, that fucking flea flicker into screen.
That was creative.
Boy.
Like, that was cool. Oh, got you going, huh?
I was like, what?
Well, then we had the inside screen to Diami right after that.
Right after. Set it up perfectly. Like that, like Cliff, bro, great. Zacchaeus, you made up for it, but you got to catch that fucking football.
Oh, that ball. Oh, that changes the game too, by the way.
Hugely. You mentioned CBS. Nance and Romo, I'm off of them. I don't like CBS broadcasting the games anymore. I'm fucking off of it. Romo and Nance, they get too many things wrong, and they're fucking up there kissing each other's ass, and they're late for everything. I hate that shit. Get the shit correct, so I'm not questioning your judgment during the fucking game.
I agree.
Another sidebar. Just last one. It's not the battle of the Beltway, singular. That makes no fucking sense. It's either battle of the Beltways, 695, 495. 495 has nothing to do with Baltimore. 695 has nothing to do with DC. It can't be the battle of the Beltway, you dumb fucks. Stop saying it. So it's Beltways. Or what would be even better is the battle of the Parkway, because we got the BW fucking Parkway.
No, that's
but
a
it
good
ain't
one.
Beltway.
Parkway doesn't sound as good as Beltway.
What?
Even though it's true.
No, that's that bullshit. That's every time I'm in the commentators or somebody on the pregame, I'm like, they've never been a DC before.
No, that's true. You could tell. That much you can tell.
They don't get to name our shit, okay?
They do, unfortunately.
No,
I disagree with it. Okay. I'm clearly in the middle of the cross. I'm collateral damage at this point. Any other rants before we go to the comment mailbag?
No.
All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and throw it over to our very own Nikki.
Comment mailbag time, motherfuckers. District divided, ain't got time for no suckers. Spread the word, get in line. OGs and new G's, it's your time. And spread the gospel, cause this shit is divine. Yeah.
Thank you as always for that, Nikki. Greatly appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead and begin with, you know what? Let's begin with Big Papa Grizzly on this one. We miss you, Sam. Good news. We signed him back to the practice squad. And so I think it's very important we mention that, because that's going to put a smile on K-Dot's face immediately. It's like, you know what?
I know you have a hard stop, so I'm not going to play the song.
No, you can't. No, play it. It's important.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
cool. Sam!
Welcome back, buddy. We love you. And so he's on the practice squad. So that was a quick one from Big Papa Grizzly there. Real progress in action goes, really wish you we could get you guys more attention. This is an amazing show. You all do such a good job, and thoroughly appreciate that comment from Real Progress in Action, to which Big Papa Grizzly goes, simple, share this shit. And Real Progress in Action goes, always do. So appreciate both of you guys for that, and Real Progress in Action for actually taking the time to write out the appreciation. We thoroughly appreciate that. So thank you. We go to Big Papa Grizzly one more time. My family moved to Woodbridge in 1991. I watched the Redskins defeat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. I was 7 years old, and I have been a fan ever since. I live in northern Nevada now, outside of Reno, and have been loyally suffering with this team my whole life. Watching this Commander squad perform every week brings a tear to my eye. Is this what other teams' fans feel like every week? I ask myself, can this really be happening? I'm at war with myself. I believe in this team, but the once bitten, twice shy fan of me keeps messing up my vibe. I turned 40 this Sunday. Happy birthday, Big Pop Grizzly. Turned 40 this Sunday, and I want to celebrate with a Washington win over Baltimore. If that happens, it's concrete. No more questioning, no more worrying. We will have arrived and placed our dicks squarely on the table. We do indeed have a team, and it's a team we can be proud of. A win this weekend makes it more real than any of us could have ever expected. Go get this dub. Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! I would have clapped, but I don't think it makes it up. That's infectious, though, every time Frankie Luvu does that. So, Big Papa, thank you for your background. Thank you for following us, as always, and chiming in with the common mailbag every single time. And a happy birthday to you. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win, but I hope you had an awesome day, nonetheless. Get out your reaction.
Dicks are out, not necessarily on the table yet. All right, we're just
but they're out. They could be. They could be on the table.
Yeah, they'll be
table adjacent. They're table.
But I'll also tell you, as far as from a fandom perspective, not only is this what certain fan bases feel like, this is what good fan bases feel like. We're already better than some of those teams. You should hear what fucking Raiders fans got to say to me about this shit. We wanted Jayden.
It is so cool to see how quickly all the qualities from Jayden at LSU have translated to the NFL. It's incredible. That ball placement is next level. We go to Paper Tray. Shout out. Having KDOT predict us to lose makes me even more confident. It was good. It was a lot of confidence. Unfortunately, KDOT was correct on this one. I would have preferred he wasn't, of course, and I was also correct on this one. I would have preferred I wasn't, but alas, 4-2. Go ahead, KDOT.
So
you have a thought.
Me out, not us for picking the same game.
Well, no, I have a better record than you, right? So, like,
you do.
I think
you have one.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. So anyway,
that's
he did single you out though, so I don't know what that was about, but he did. Any reactions?
Slide. Nope.
All right. Well, go to Coach Lombard. Shout out, Coach. I'm going Washington +7, and I'm taking the under. Okay, so you got to push, and unfortunately, the over just hit. It was 51.5, 53 points total. I was a sports writer for 3 seasons, so hot takes are the name of the game. I had told Ken Johansson how impressed I was with a well-coached, try-hard, B-tier team winning 4 of your first 5. Derrick Henry causes defenders to make business decisions. This will be a huge test for you guys. Player of the game is Derrick Henry. And so that is what Coach Lombard said. KDOT, your reaction to that? I'm quickly pulling up Henry's stats, which were quite nice. 24 carries, 132 yards. Thank you very much. And 2 touchdowns there. KDOT, over to you.
Some right, some wrong.
Happens.
How you feeling about them Eagles?
They did win, but it wasn't a good one.
Y'all struggled against the Browns.
Hey, you see the Cowboys too? Yeah, their asses beat. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible.
This beer tier team feels like they will kick all his asses in the NFC East right now.
I'm feeling good about it. So that's another thing is I'm afraid to admit, I'm like, I feel like this is.
I feel good.
I feel good about it. That's all I'm going to say. And so we go to Jim Sleazy. Shout out. If we win this game, then you guys will either say the next game is a trap game and pick against us, or you make excuses to why the other teams lost, and the next game we won't be so lucky. That is one of Jim Sleazy's comments. Get your reaction? No,
I don't like Jim Sleazy.
I'm cool with Jim.
I know. Do you not remember everything that Jim has done in these comments?
I don't know about everything.
Do you not remember?
Dude, it's enough for me to just read these, okay, with some emotion.
What's your response to that fucking? What are your response to that?
Dude, I think it's cool that we have people that are like, oh man, these guys are hating on the team, because now we're getting emotional reactions while keeping it schmedium. I think we're doing good.
Jim Sleazy hates on this fucking team. He's the one that was crying about fucking Luke McCaffrey and crying about Curtis Samuel.
That's right. Okay. Real quick. That was an HTTR?
No, HTTR is just a dumb fucking. He disappeared.
Oh, then real quick, let's get this other Jim Sleazy one real quick. Not sure who not is trying to fool bruh as a snothead. Yeah, that's the other one. I just want.
Thank you. You see what I'm saying? Jim,
yeah, I do.
I've told you in the past that it's all love. It's starting.
It is all love.
It's starting not to be.
Jim, good in my book so far, but watch it. That is my co-host. I am protective of my co-host, so just watch it.
If you see me on that cocaine, I might be a fucking approach me like an earth sign mammal, motherfucker.
We go over to Vindo. 31-19 commies is the prediction. Of course, it once again fell short, but I'm feeling good about the team. I am feeling good about the team, and I know you are too, despite the loss. Yes. But this one did hurt, of course. And we go over to Tony with the last comment of the day. Shout out, Tony. K-Train leaving the station. It's sticking. Hey, man, I have a CPAP too, and I sleep like an angel. We lost. I thought if we could make the Ravens punt 3 times, we would win. The Ravens punted once. That is the comment over from Tony. Get out your reaction.
I will say, before we punted with 3 times?
3 times.
Punted once. If we didn't punt them 2-1.
But we also got the turnover, like the very first possession, which was exciting. I was like, it's a litmus test. It's a litmus test. That pick happens. I'm like, holy shit, here we go.
It's a litmus test, but I will admit that, like, being around town, being around a bunch of Ravens people, being around this, that, and that, like, it starts to get to you. And then you start buying into, oh, well, there isn't a rivalry, but it looks like there should be a rivalry. So it's like, oh, man, fuck these guys. So let's take care of it. So you get out. And then when you're watching the game, you're like, oh, well, we should be losing by a lot right now, but we're not. We're still in this. And it's like, well, could backdoor cover. They love to give up points in the fourth quarter. And then, I lost money and they lost the game. And I wasn't happy about it.
Was the bet of the week plus 6.5 or plus 7.5?
6.5.
This is a show. This is District Divided, a DC sports podcast. More specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I'm of it. That is K-Dot. Unfortunately, that's a bad beat. And I think more colors the decision on the 4th down. If you enjoyed,
you gotta take that into consideration when you take about my thing.
That's a good point. So I'm glad.
Get the touchdown. Just go get the touchdown.
And if you enjoyed the episode, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do. Thank you guys as always for the comments. And K-Dot.
Smack the shit out of Jim Sleazy when you see him, and then share his shit. And Jim, you share it too.
Share this shit.
We're giving you attention. I know you like that, Jim Sleazy, you motherfucker. Man, fuck you, Jim. Jimmy Jim. Fuck you, Jim.
See, the moment I...
In DC, we're just hoping that you listen.